Tonight on NewsWatch Ole Miss, an argument over gas money turned violent, leaving this woman behind bars and her child traumatized.
Plus, a rare and rainy disaster in South Florida causing problems for thousands of residents. Now the mayor preps for what lies ahead while waiting for the governor to speak out.
We've had some perfect spring weather here in Oxford, and it'll just keep on coming. Keep watching for your 5-day forecast. NewsWatch Ole Miss starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Alexia Intercheck.
And I'm Hannah Baker. We begin this half hour with a story out of Memphis.
A woman stabbed a man in front of her 3-year-old daughter, all because of an argument over gas money. The woman on your screen, Sarkeisha Upsaw, was running errands with the victim when the incident occurred. The argument started when the victim offered Upshaw $2 for gas.
Upshaw then pulled the car over and told the victim to get out. This is when she stabbed him in the right ear, leg, and arm. Multiple people came to help the victim until an ambulance arrived, where he was then taken to Regional 1 Hospital and remains in critical condition.
Upshaw has been charged with aggravated assault. A man landed himself in the hospital back in August after his truck was hit by a train while he was in it. Holloway Road in Hamilton was the site of this incident. The 71-year-old truck driver, Larry Baldwin, is now charged with a misdemeanor for failing to yield to the right-of-way. The railway crossing has no flashing lights or crossing gates. Since the accident, no changes have been made to the crossing. The Monroe County Board of Supervisors plans to address the possibility of adding lights and a crossing gate in their next meeting. Towns in Mississippi affected by the March 24th tornadoes are still picking up the pieces, but fortunately, they aren't doing it alone. DCR Emergency Services is in Monroe County helping to pick up storm debris. County Supervisor Joseph Richardson says their plan is to make 3 rounds of pickups. To make this process easier, he is asking for people to separate vegetation like tree limbs and other types of debris and put piles near the road. Residents can get updates by visiting monroems.com.
Help for storm survivors isn't only happening in Monroe County. Some families in the tornado-ravaged town of Rolling Fork are getting help from a Christian nonprofit organization. Christ in Action is stepping in, demolishing damaged or destroyed homes and removing the wreckage from the property, all free of charge. Ross Adams reports.
One nonprofit Christian organization coming to the aid of many Rolling Fork families who have no other option.
We do free demolition of the property.
A homeowner watches as a crew with Christ in Action raised his mobile home Wednesday. He says he couldn't afford the cost to do it himself.
It was $3,000 to tear it down and $3 more to push it where they pushing it to the road. That's $6,000.
A lot of them would end up paying contractors to do it. And that can be anywhere, say, $5,000 up to $15,000 and more.
Kathleen Cunningham is a chaplain and lead assessor for Christ in Action.
Christ in Action is a nonprofit disaster relief organization.
The organization was founded more than 40 years ago by Minister Denny Nestle, who's spending the week in Rolling Fork helping to tear down homes for owners who won't have to pay a penny.
And even if they have money allocated in their insurance policy for demolition, we ask them to keep that, to bless them so that they could put it towards their rebuild.
According to Cunningham, Christ in Action volunteers have already demolished some 20 homes in the disaster zone.
We operate totally debt-free, and everything that is made or given to us, our ministry, is all from donations and donated equipment.
Christ in Action managers say they're planning to demolish another 20 to 30 homes throughout Rolling Fork, doing what they can to help these families slowly but surely get back on their feet.
Lifelong Oxonian and Heart of Baptist Lila Heron passed away Tuesday at age 77. Heron was born and raised in Oxford, attended Oxford University High School, and graduated from Ole Miss. She worked for Baptist Healthcare Systems for 42 years as a director and taught Sunday school for over 20 years. She will be remembered for her grace, kindness, and spiritual strength was always present through her ministry of helping others. Her funeral service will be held tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock at First Baptist Church of Oxford.
A certain Ole Miss student walked into a big surprise this week. Junior Madeline Dotson was named the University of Mississippi's 18th Truman Scholar. Chancellor Glenn Boyce surprised her in his office with other university leaders. Dotson is an Arabic, economics, and political science major who has traveled all over the world through global education opportunities. Truman Scholars receive up to $30,000 for graduate or professional school, participate in leadership activities, and have the opportunity for internships or employment with the federal government. Congratulations, Madeline.
The Oxford Eagle is set to hold its first ever health fair. Be sure to head to the square on Wednesday, April 19th at St. Peter's Episcopal Church in Parish Hall from 9 a.m. until noon. The event is free and sponsors like Baptist Memorial Hospital will be there. It will help people connect in person to healthcare resources and professionals in the community. Get ready to light up your nights with cleaner headlights. The Oxford Police Department is hosting the Light Up the Night event. This event will have 10-minute free headlight cleanings at the pantry parking lot, located right next to the police department building. OPD Police Officer Blake Horton put together the event and says they love giving back to the people. The event will take place the night of April 26th from 5 to 6:30 at the pantry parking lot. For any questions about the event, call Officer Horton at 662-232-2400.
Coming up, what this year's hurricane season is looking like and how it could affect our friends on the coast.
Plus, a toxic disaster in Virginia causing residents to evacuate. These stories and more up ahead on NewsWatch Ole Miss.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Good evening and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Happening now in South Florida, a quote once in millennia rainstorm causing significant flooding. That's how a National Weather Service meteorologist describes the rare storm in Fort Lauderdale that subsided Thursday morning. The meteorologist said 14 to 20 inches fell in less than 24 hours, possibly approaching hurricane levels. Some gauges show an even larger total, although it's unclear if they're accurate. Right now, Key West holds the state rainfall record for getting 23.28 inches in 1980.
So I've been watching the cars thinking I could make it, but I've had the car stall in water before, and so I'm just like, I'll just hang out. I've only lived in Florida for a couple years, so this is completely shocking to me.
Never have I seen anything like this. Never. I've been working in Fort Lauderdale for over 23 years, and I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen this volume of water. And I've seen Katrina, I've seen many more hurricanes, and I've never seen this.
Colorado State University released its 2023 Atlantic hurricane season forecast Thursday morning. It predicts 13 named storms, 6 hurricanes, and 2 major hurricanes of Category 3 or higher. All the numbers are slightly below the typical season average of 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. The Atlantic hurricane season doesn't officially begin for another 7 weeks, but early signs indicate there's larger than normal uncertainty with this particular season, all thanks to El Nino. However, a research scientist says there is considerable uncertainty as to how strong an El Nino would be if it does develop. The university's forecast calls for slightly below average numbers overall, but the odds of a U.S. landfall appear to be as high as any normal year. This is not the official NOAA tropical forecast, but Colorado State's forecast is the first to be released and often parallels the official NOAA forecast.
A fire that started Tuesday at a recycling plant in Richmond, Indiana continues to burn. It has forced thousands to evacuate their home due to concerns about air quality from the smoke. Gwyneth Fallon talks with one resident about the blaze.
It's crazy.
Residents still unable to return home Wednesday night.
Have you been able to drive by your home at all or see kind of what's going on there?
Yeah, it's just a big smoke cloud coming up through the backyard.
So you don't feel safe staying there?
No.
Matt Rudisil lives less than a mile away from the recycling plant. He says he, his wife, and their family pets evacuated in just a half hour.
It's very stressful, and not knowing when and seeing the smoke clouds when you're coming from work and back home or back to wherever you're staying at, and not knowing when you're going to be able to get in and out of your home.
Local business owners just outside of the evacuation zone also expressing their concerns.
We started to wonder how far it was going to come.
Owner Rick Schrader tells me he watched the fire rapidly spread from his business, Complete Power, across the street.
We were watching it and had considered evacuating.
Schrader says unfortunately a number of his employees have been displaced and is helping them as necessary, in addition to lending his parking lot as a temporary command post for law enforcement and media.
We were glad to be able to help that we could, provide whether just restroom facilities or electricity or whatever, just so you give somebody a chance to get out of the sun.
Residents and community members say the building was mostly unused and abandoned, now demanding answers from the city.
Driving by there all the time, you would see it and you'd be like, that's a fire hazard waiting to happen.
The Environmental Protection Agency is conducting around-the-clock air quality monitoring. There are concerns that the fire may be releasing debris contaminated with asbestos and toxic chemicals from the incinerated plastics.
Former President Donald Trump will be deposed today in New York. The deposition is part of a high-stakes civil case brought on by New York Attorney General Letitia James last year. In this video here, you can see Trump's motorcade arriving at the New York Attorney General's Manhattan office. What you can't hear is the handful of anti-Trump protesters chanting, quote, "New York hates you." The lawsuit alleges that Trump and his children were involved in an expansive scheme lasting over a decade. It says they provided false financial statements to lenders in order to enrich themselves. The Trumps have denied any wrongdoing. The suit is seeking $250 million. It is also asking for a ban on the Trumps' ability to operate a business in the state. It is unclear whether Trump will answer questions or plead the fifth during the deposition. The case is set for trial in October. Happening now, the cost of putting food on the table is down. Grocery prices fell in March, which is the first decline since September 2020, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The data shows indexes for fish, eggs, poultry, and fish fell 1.4% from February to March. Fruits and vegetable prices have also slightly dipped in that time frame. Bakery items, cereal, and non-alcoholic drinks were among the products that did become more expensive. Although this month-to-month decline is a relief for consumers, grocery prices are still more expensive on an annual comparison.
Preparations for Monday's 127th Boston Marathon are already underway. Crews laid down the iconic finish line across Boston Street on Thursday. There's also a whole network of structures and technology needed to host the finish line for the marathon's 30,000 runners. Crews started building that network earlier in the week. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back. Stay with us.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Two flashes.
So chill. Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you.
It has been a gorgeous week here in Oxford. Sunny skies and temperatures in the 70s. Doesn't get much better than that, Hannah.
You're right about that, except today's been a gloomier day than what we've seen this week. Lots of cloud and even some rain. Let's check in with NewsWatch weather anchor Hannah Wong on how long this rain is going to stick around and if that sun will be coming back anytime soon. Hannah?
That's exactly right. I've heard several times this week that it's been referred to as staying outside weather, and that has been no exception today, except for this afternoon when we've experienced a couple of storms. We currently have a temperature of 66 degrees, and it's been cloudy with some light occasional showers that will continue into this evening. And looking at our area, South Haven and Corinth both got into the 70s today, but Oxford, Tupelo, and Holly Springs have stayed near the mid-60s for a little bit cooler weather than we've been experiencing. And looking into tonight, we do have a low of 55, so getting back down into the 50s. Again, mostly cloudy with a slight chance of rain. So if you're headed out tonight, make sure that you bring a rain jacket or umbrella just in case. And looking to tomorrow for your Friday forecast, we're back up in the 70s with a high of 72. Some cloudy skies early and a slight chance of rain shower possible, but hopefully, crossing our fingers, we won't get too much rain as we head into this weekend. And looking in our area again, South Haven a little warmer than the rest of us at 74, but Holly Springs, Corinth, Oxford, and Tupelo staying in that lower 70s region. And looking into this weekend here in Oxford, tomorrow, like I said, some early cloudy skies followed by a partial clearing. Some light wind that might be here in the evening, and for your Saturday, it will be cloudy throughout the day with a thunderstorm coming in Saturday evening, but that will be gone just in time for your Sunday with partly cloudy skies and clear skies Sunday night. and past this weekend. Looking into your 5-day forecast, like I said, Friday a high of 72, Saturday a lot warmer with a high of 80, but don't forget about that thunderstorm coming in Saturday night. Sunday it will be a lot cooler with that rain bringing in some cooler weather with a high of 60. Monday a high of 70, and Tuesday we'll be back a little bit warmer with a high of 79 and some sunshine.
Well, I'm glad that we're going to start back up again with the warm weather. You
I know.
We got a little bit of a tease today, but I'm ready for it to be
right.
gone.
Hopefully it'll stay that way consistently for a while.
Exactly, because we need to give good weather for our Rebs to win.
Exactly.
Yes, go Revs. Well, coming up in sports, the baseball team was in action last night, and a surprise player took the mound for the Revs. I'll also have a look at last night's NBA playing games. All that and more next up in sports.
Creating a legacy takes time, takes dedication, spirit, and a greater vision. That vision starts here at the University of Mississippi. What will you be remembered by? Your character, your contributions, your friendship. Your legacy will define who we are now and who we are becoming for our state, our students, and our future. Ole Miss, build your legacy.
Bring it.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride? Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one?
I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
And welcome to Sports Watch. I'm Haley Hood. Last night, the Ole Miss softball team defeated Louisiana Tech with a score of 6-1. The Rebels did a great job getting on base last night, and Kalila Kamuku played a phenomenal game. She went 3 for 3 at the plate with 2 home runs and 3 RBIs. We hope she can continue her outstanding performance at the plate throughout the rest of the season. The Rebels are back in action this weekend when they hit the road for a 3-game series at Missouri. Good luck this weekend, Rebs. Also last night, the men's baseball team swept Alcorn State with a score of 13-4. The Rebs did a great job getting on base last night. They also played great defensively with Kemp Alderman shining on the mound. A very, very surprising appearance. Alderman topped out at 94 miles an hour from the mound and recorded 3 strikeouts in his first appearance as a pitcher. And he also went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a home run. Fantastic job last night, Rebs. We hope to see many, many more performances like this in the near future. In continuing effort to recognize the accomplishments of students athletes beyond the field of competition, the SEC once again highlighted a community service team. Our very own women's tennis player, junior Rika Zadori, was on a 14 athletes honored for this year. Rika Zadori has spent numerous hours volunteering and leading a helping hand around the community and town of Oxford. Alongside Zadori, senior and 4-year starter Lucas Engelhart was also given the honor to be a part of this year's community service team. Engelhart has gotten involved with many campaigns and organizations for the betterment of Oxford's residents. Congratulations to the both of you. The Ole Miss men's golf team concluded its final regular season tournament in third place with an overall score of 843, 9 under par at the Mason Rudolph Championship on the Vanderbilt Legends Club South Course. Ole Miss went out in style on the final day, securing the third round of 276, the best round of the day among the 15 teams. Head coach Chris Malloy stated that he is very proud of the fight that the team showed this week. And a huge congratulations to this men's golf team. Finishing things off in sports, last night a great game occurred between the Thunder and the Pelicans. The Thunder ended up taking the win on the Pelicans court. OKC guide Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the team, scoring 32 points, and Josh Giddey trailed right behind him with 31 points. Another great game last night was the Bulls versus the Raptors. The Chicago Bulls took the victory on the Raptors' home court with a score of 109-105. Zach LaVine poured in 39 points to lead all scorers for Chicago. The Bulls are going to need more contribution from LaVine from him going forward in the playoffs. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to tune in to Rebel Watch on Fridays at 5 for coverage on Ole Miss sports and beyond. Back to y'all.
Thanks, Haley. Up ahead, a pint-sized animal just broke a world record.
Think you can guess what it is? More on this adorable story after the break.
Just about where you're from, it's about where you're going. So where are you going?
I'm going to be the first in my family to graduate.
I'm going to make a difference.
Just like my granddad.
I'm going to make the bestseller list.
And I'm going to help him get there.
I'm going to win a championship.
Again! I'm going to lock the vault! Hotty toddy!
I'm going to take the next step. I'm going to bring them to their feet.
I'm going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Build your legacy.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Does it ever seem like some people are actually trying to destroy the planet? And the rest of us are like, hey, we need this planet. Some people may be slow to learn, but they'll eventually get the message.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Meet Pearl, the world's shortest dog. She's a 2-year-old Chihuahua.
Shorter than a popsicle stick and only about as long as a dollar bill. The pocket-sized pup is the new official holder of the Guinness World Record for shortest dog alive. She was born in Orlando, Florida.
And is actually related to the previous record holder, Miracle Millie, who had the same owner. Pearl's owner says she is a bit of a diva. She enjoys eating high-quality food like chicken and salmon and loves dressing up nice.
A dwarf Yorkshire Terrier holds the record as the tiniest pup ever at 2.8 inches tall.
And that's all we have for tonight. From NewsWatch Ole Miss, I'm Alexi Anderchek.
And I'm Hannah Baker.
With Sports Watch, I'm Haley Hood.
And with Storm Watch, I'm Hannah Long.
Be sure to keep up with us on social media, and we'll see you again Monday at 5.
Thanks for tuning in and have a great night.
Well.